Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Tomorrow, and I want to welcome you to the latest episode of My Life with Asperger's. This episode, I'm going to talk about stress and how to deal with stress and how autistic people can deal with stress. I know this is a rough time of year because of all the things that are going on and trying to decide where you want to go and what you want to do. And yeah, I understand your feeling on that. But it can also be stressful because you're trying to figure that out and you're trying to deal with the people and you know, stress is not a thing that you want to have. If you want to you do not want to be stressed out. Doesn't matter where you are, if you're on a job or if you're at home or if you're at school. Stress stress if you get stressed, it'll lead to high blood pressure and it can also lead to death. So if you're immune to those, or if your health if your health does it to you, you gotta be careful. You gotta try to take a few deep breaths and try and handle the situation as it comes. Because if you don't, then you could die one of these days because of stress. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. And stress can also lead to heart attacks too. If you get worked up and hyped up and all, and you know, it can lead up to heart attacks and death too. Now, my biggest thing about stress is when it gets busy at work, you can't control the crowds that are coming in and whatever. That can be a stressful time. Those normally happen during the busiest time of the day or the year or whatever. It's hard to deal with it sometimes, but you have to deal with it because, you know, it's like one of the busiest times of the year and stress can be hard to deal with. I know at work, Christmas and New Year's are the biggest times of the year for guests to come on down. It's the busiest. And most of the time, I try to ask them to put me at holiday greeter, which means it's an easier job for me to do and just talk to the guests, see how they're doing, instead of doing like bussing or cleaning the trays and whatever. I'm hoping that this year they'll do the same thing to me for Christmas. You know? Now, I won't be at work on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I have been to work on those days and they are very stressful for me because, those should be the happiest times of the year, not the saddest times of the year. You shouldn't have to spend them at work. I'm not going to be spending those days at work. I don't need to. I don't deserve to. I don't want to be upset during the holidays. You know, you may see this video and it's in July, you know, but pretty much what I'm telling you can go throughout the year, depending on what's going on in your life. You know, weddings can be stressful, you know. Take, for example, 2 years ago when my sister got married, that was a stressful time for everybody. My parents had to plan or help plan everything, and, you know, they had to pay for the weddings and all, for my sister to get married. You know, it's it was very painful. Well, it was very stressful for me. Though it came out to be they're still married today, you know, it's very stressful. It was very stressful on my parents. It was very stressful on me. And then in May, my aunt got married, and it was very stressful then too because you have to figure out how to get up there to see the wedding, and you know what I mean. But yeah, stress will happen to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There is no escape from it. There's no vacation from it. You may relax on vacation, but still, you're gonna have to deal with stress. Stress is a reality. No, you gotta you gotta you gotta worry about everything that's going on in life. You gotta worry about work and your family, and you know, and all your friends, and you know what I mean. Stress can do that to you. If you worry a lot, then it'll add up on your stress. You can't do that. Stress is something that everybody has to deal with. Just because you're autistic or an Aspie doesn't mean that you're immune from it. Everyone goes through stress, especially around Christmas time or Thanksgiving time. You know, this is one of the reasons why I did the video around Christmas time to talk about it. But stress, if you know how to control it, you'll be fine. If you still don't know how to control it, then you gotta figure that out, or you gotta ask your friends or your managers or coworkers to help you. It's hard. You know, I'm trying to deal with stress, but it's hard for me sometimes to deal with it because you have to go through life with it. Stress is one of those things that we need to not worry about so much. You know, I don't like stress. I don't like being stressed out because if I'm stressed out, I don't have a good day. You know, and I know it's it's something that we can't control. You know, but don't let it influence on how you do your job or the way you act toward your family. Because if you do, you're gonna worry about getting fired. Don't do that, please. You need to keep your job in this world. I know it may not seem like you might not like the job, but you have to keep it, until you find another one. You know? Stress can do that to you. Worrying can do that to you too. You know? There's a lot of things that can go on that you have to worry about and you'll be stressed out about. How about somebody in your family dies? How are you going to deal with that? Or if your pet dies, how are you going to deal with that? Or if your friend dies, how are you going to deal with that? You know what I mean? If you bottle everything up in your mind, you'll be stressed out. And you don't know when to say things, don't let your emotions bottle you up inside of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel stressed out about something, you got to say it. Don't let it don't let the stress win out. It's very hard. I'm dealing with a stressful time in my life too. And I'm trying to find another job because I cannot handle the stress of my current job, you know? But it's been very stressful because nobody wants to hire me. Or I don't have time for them to hire me. Or if I get scheduled enough, you know, I get scheduled at work, I don't have time to go for interviews. You know what I mean? So don't let it worry you. Stress can take a back seat, you know? I hope that stress does not cause any problems for you, but I know it will in life. You gotta worry about that. And I know that worrying can build up and build up and build up, but don't let it. You know? It's a hard thing to do, but I hope you learned something. So, anyways, I'm going to close out this episode, and I hope to talk to you later on another episode. Bye for now.